Hi, my name is Bill Hodge, and this is assignment number 5, and my topic is concussions in sports. When I say the name Junior Seau, to some people it's just another name, but to those who are around the football world, it is one that strikes a fearful chord within them. It is a name that they relate to, unfortunately, death, suicide, and concussions. So Junior Seau was 43 years old, and he was found dead, I think in 2010, in his home in California with a gunshot wound to the chest. After doctors performed autopsies and everything, they had linked his cause of death to depression, which they believed was caused from his head injuries while playing in the NFL, because it caused such damage on his brain. So I think it's really important for people to understand what a concussion is. So a concussion, our brain is like this bottle, and obviously our brain's not fluid, but similar to how the fluid can shake around and clack against the walls, our brain is like that inside our head. Whenever there is an opportunity for it to be shaken, our brain can smack against our skull, which is what causes brain damage and concussions. Well, obviously when you're playing the NFL, that happens on a daily basis. And we've made great, or not we, but the NFL, football equipment companies have made great advances. We started with leather helmets, as you can see, no face masks, so your people were taking shots to the chin, they were getting knocked out easily. But they made great advances from then to now. You have a face mask to protect your face. There's air inside the helmet instead of just leather to skull. There's an outer shell that really protects and helps absorb hits. But the part that's the most scary, even with all these advances, there's helmets with monitors in it that can tell you how hard you've been hit, and team doctors have that information right on the sideline. They can bring a player out if they take a hit above a certain decibel or whatever. But the thing that's scary is, on a lot of the times, athletes aren't honest with the trainers. Ed Reed, who recently retired, he played for the Baltimore Ravens and a few other teams. He admitted while playing, he said, "I wouldn't want to have a CTE scan," which is basically just a CAT scan of your brain. It can tell you what kind of damage you've taken on it. And he said around the 8th year of his 12-year career that, "I wouldn't have wanted to take a test. I wouldn't want to know what was wrong with my brain." That becomes the scary part, is athletes aren't seeing the bigger picture. They're not seeing the longevity of life. They're just seeing their, for most people, 3 to 4 year career, but even these bigger names, 8 to 12 year careers, they're willing to risk 3 years on the back end of their career for 15 years of their life. So I think hopefully it doesn't have to get to this point, but it may get to the point where these CT scans are mandatory and doctors are telling athletes basically when their career has to end. If they get results back that are alarming and dangerous to someone's long-term health, I think doctors should have the okay to say, "Hey, you need to hang up the cleats. This is it for you." Hopefully it never has to get to that point. Hopefully athletes, including myself, we can see this bigger picture, and we can understand that there's so much more outside of sports that life has to offer. And another point I wanted to make, in conclusion, is that people outside of sports have to understand concussions aren't just football related. They're not just in basketball if you get elbowed in the head. They're not just baseball if you get hit in the head with a baseball or something. These concussions can happen at any time. Like I was saying, it's whenever that head is rattled and the brain has opportunity to shake inside the skull and smack against your skull inside. It can happen riding a bike. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes moms will say, "Well, I don't want my son to play football," but she'll let him ride a bike without a helmet. If we can all just see the bigger picture with all this stuff and understand it's outside of sports, it can happen in daily life, I think we'll all do a better job of preventing it from happening, and hopefully we'll see a decline in concussions.